Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In the world where the extraordinary becomes ordinary, secrets are kept and a remarkable individual is born. Get ready to embark on an adventure filled with twists and turns, where the power of love, friendship, and self-discovery unfolds. Are you prepared to witness the extraordinary life of a person like no other? Then let's dive into the mesmerizing story of a man without gravity. The movie starts by showing a pregnant woman named Natalia. It is time for her to give birth and her mother, Alina, is present. Natalia is feeling uncomfortable because of her condition, so her mother takes her to the hospital. However, most doctors are absent because it's late at night. A nurse takes care of Natalia and she gives birth to a baby. When they see the baby, everyone is shocked and concerned because the baby starts flying. Natalia's mother, being knowledgeable and experienced, realizes that the baby is not ordinary. It's true because the baby was born without the force of gravity. They are not safe in the hospital and so they decide to leave despite the nurse's advice. When they reach home, Natalia's mother asks her a strange question about remembering the child's guardian, but Natalia can't recall who it is. Her mother then reveals that the child is not normal and they must keep it a secret because they could face difficulties if anyone finds out. They name the baby Oscar and he's truly unique. Taking care of him is not easy. He tends to stick to the ceiling when he's left alone. His grandmother creates special straps to keep him on the ground and makes the ceiling soft and feathery to prevent harm. They are afraid that if Oscar is left outside alone, he will fly into space, so they are very cautious about him. His mother and grandmother take good care of him and he grows with time, but he remains confined to the house. His grandmother doesn't allow him to go outside. Oscar watches Superman cartoons at home and imagines himself as a superhero. He repeatedly asks his mother Natalia why they won't let him go outside, but they ignore his question. Oscar sees other kids going to school through the window and longs for an independent life like them. He feels as if he is imprisoned to the house forever. One day, Oscar becomes frustrated with the confinement and tries to escape through the window. His grandmother gets angry and seals all the windows, telling Oscar that he will never go outside like other kids who go to school. He will have to study and live at home. Oscar's mother gets upset hearing this and says that we can't keep them imprisoned forever. Eventually, Oscar's mother brings him a jacket with stones in the pockets to prevent him from flying. She takes Oscar outside, disregarding of his mother's objection. In addition, Natalia's mother advises him to not share the secret with anyone, like Superman, or else he won't be considered a superhero anymore. One day, Oscar accompanies his mother to buy goods and accidentally bumps into a girl named Agatha. Agatha's items fall from her hands and she gets angry at Oscar, handing him 2 water bottles as a punishment and telling him to leave them at her house. Oscar initially refuses, but Agatha insists, so he agrees and goes with her without informing his mother. Now Oscar has the 2 heavy bottles in his hands and the stones are still in his pockets. He feels slightly weighed down and he takes out the stones from his pockets and drops them. He develops a friendship with Agatha during this time. When they reach Agatha's house, she asks for the water bottles back, but Oscar refuses because he knows if he returns them, he will start flying in the air. Agatha, being immature, snatches the water bottles from Oscar, and as she takes them, he begins to fly in the air. However, the area that they are in restricts how high Oscar can fly. Agatha is amazed by this and calls him Superman while shouting. Oscar asks for help and Agatha quickly goes into her house and brings a pink bag filled with stones. Their plan is to put these stones in their pocket and bring him down. Their plan works and Oscar descends safely. They become close friends and Oscar asks Agatha to promise to keep their secret. Meanwhile, Oscar's mother and grandmother are worried about his disappearance and search for him extensively. They start to think that he may have flown away in the air. Oscar's mother finds the stones that were dropped on the ground, which he had put in his pocket. Eventually, Oscar returns home with the bag given by Agatha and tells his mother about her. His mother asks if he revealed their secret to her, but he lies and says he didn't. Oscar and Agatha continue to meet each other for many days. Then one day, Oscar's mother discovers that Agatha is aware of their secret. From that day onward, she forbids him from meeting Agatha. Agatha tries to meet Oscar at his house, but Natalia turns her away. The situation raises suspicion among the people in the surroundings, and they perceive Oscar's mother and grandmother as mistreating him to not allowing him to go outside or attend school. They report the situation to the police, and the police visit their house the next day, warning them to send Oscar to school. Under pressure, they are compelled to send Oscar to school, and his mother accompanies him. They are certain that Oscar will never be able to live a normal life. As they bring Oscar to school, tears well up in their eyes. Natalia's mother understands the situation and decides to leave the house. They start living in a distant location, abandoning their old home. Many years pass and Oscar grows up. His mother is now old and his grandmother has passed away, but Oscar still keeps the bag given by Agatha. He never separates from it and even sleeps with it. His way of life remains the same, spending his days at home, living in secrecy. Oscar and his mother take care of each other, but Oscar becomes bored of his life and feels frustrated from hiding his secret. Furthermore, Oscar starts fantasizing about becoming famous worldwide. Just like the idol Superman, if the world knows about his abilities, he envisions people writing books about him and his talents. However, his mother does not share the same desire. She fears losing him if the world discovers his secret. To honor his mother's wishes, Oscar tries to be patient. But one day, unable to contain his excitement, he rushes out of the house without informing his mother. He attends a magical show to showcase his talents for the first time, with where his talents are revealed. The show becomes a sensation that night, and even Oscar's mother watches it. She feels helpless in this situation, as many people have seen him on television, making him well known. The next day, Oscar meets a man named David, who turns out to be an agent. David promises to support Oscar in becoming famous and offers him a large house to live in, having Oscar sign a contract agreement. Oscar's desire to be famous leads him to participate in a big show, displaying his performance. Soon, Oscar becomes a renowned figure and is given the title of the Man Without Gravity. He earns a lot of money and those around him profit him for his talents. However, as time passes, Oscar realizes that his childhood dream of becoming a superhero has turned him into a mere puppet used by others for their entertainment. He dislikes their constant involvement in magic shows and media events, feeling like a true identity in being overshadowed. Despite numerous books, magazines, and documentaries being created on him portraying a negative image of his mother and grandmother, Oscar dislikes the direction of his fame. Eventually, there is a final show where he's dressed as an angel, a costume he despises. He expresses his frustration, proclaiming, "I am not an angel," and begins to express his anger towards the people in the show. Oscar decides to leave all these things and informs his mother of his decision. He tells his agent that he has had enough and no longer wishes to pursue fame. His agent tries to convince him otherwise, but Oscar is fed up with all it. He instructs his agent to inform people that the man without gravity has either passed away or flown into the air, signifying his departure from the public eye. Oscar bids farewell to his mother and he decides to live a separate life. The news of the man without gravity passing away will soon be public, leading to various discussions about him. Oscar's mother begins living alone and journalists frequently visit their house. However, she remains tight-lipped and doesn't divulge anything to them. Years pass and Oscar's mother eventually passes away, but Oscar himself continues to live. He adopts a different lifestyle, growing a long beard and using a wheelchair to conceal himself from the world. He assumes a new identity and works as a receptionist in a hotel where everyone treats him with respect. One day, Oscar encounters a childhood friend, Agatha. She recognizes him because of the pink bag he still carries with him, the same bag she had given to him during their childhood. This bag kept Oscar grounded and prevented him from flying. They feel joy upon reuniting, but Agatha is dissatisfied with her life. Oscar witnesses Agatha's lifestyle choices, which deeply saddens him. He repeatedly shares his feelings with her, but now she has changed and dismisses his words. However, it becomes evident that Oscar had feelings for her despite their differences. Agatha's sorrows are the root cause of her transformation, and Oscar decides to distance himself from her as well. Eventually, they reconcile and decide to get married. They return to their childhood home and find solace in each other's company. And with that, the movie comes to an end. The movie portrays several themes and lessons that can be derived from this storyline. Embracing individuality. Oscar's unique ability sets him apart from others, and despite the challenge, it brings him to learn and accept embracing his differences. The movie encourages individuals to celebrate their uniqueness and not to be afraid to stand out. The consequences of fame. Oscar's journey to fame highlights the potential downsides and drawbacks of being in public eye. It demonstrates how fame can lead to exploitation, loss of identity, and the need to confront to others' expectations. The movie reminds viewers to carefully consider the consequences of seeking fame and to prioritize personal well-being. So that was all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, do consider subscribing. Bye guys!